I also like calling it like star language. It's our ancient languages from beyond Earth, from like I speak a variety, and there's like 3 or 4 kind of, you could maybe call them dialects that are familiar, that I'm like, oh, I'm speaking that one. Most of the time I don't know what I'm saying. And I've had to learn to get my brain out of the way, to stop trying to figure it out, because my brain only knows English. My brain only knows Earth. And what I'm accessing within my being is stuff way beyond that. And so it's just like, don't worry about it, brain. You get out of the way and just allow the body to speak and express it.
Welcome to the Enlighten podcast, the enlightened journey of life. Because we're not just here to chase enlightenment, we are here to live life, to embody all aspects of ourselves, to bring the sacred into every day. I'm your host, Jen Hamilton, self-mastery mentor, tantra guide, and sacred rebel at heart. This podcast is a devotion to the art of knowing thyself. Through solo snippets, raw musings, and deep conversations with epic guests, we explore the sacred, the sensual, and the spiritual, diving deep into self-exploration and always leaving you with something to take away. This isn't just a podcast, it's a portal to awaken, to liberate, to remember who you truly are. It is an honor to have you here. Let's get enlightened. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Enlighten podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and my very special guest today is Kylie Wilson. Kylie is a sound alchemist, multidimensional artist, and shamanic guide through which she passionately contributes to our collective remembrance and journey to sovereign embodiment. Her shamanic vocals and galactic artwork are potent energetic portals, awakening memory codes of original harmonic creator templates. Through these experiences, Kylie offers a catalyst for self-realization that we are creative beings in the flesh, here to claim responsibility for who and what we are, to trust ourselves and remember our natural state of magic, power, and connectedness. Her immersive retreats, workshops, courses, and private sessions are opportunities to return to your natural self and the truth carried within, fostering self-healing, integrity, authenticity, discernment, and compassionate relating with all life. Through various modalities, qualifications, and soulful intuition, Kylie supports people to see themselves more clearly, to acknowledge their inner wounds and wisdom alike, to alchemize life's challenges and integrate this distilled wisdom with the soul self. It was so special to have Kylie on the show. Her artwork is absolutely incredible. So if you're not watching the video version, I highly encourage you to watch the video version on Spotify or YouTube so you can see this incredible artwork that she channels and creates. I know you're going to be absolutely blown away by Kylie, and I'm so excited for you to hear this interview. So without further ado, let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Enlighten podcast. I have got the amazing Kylie here, multidimensional artist Kylie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm
It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to be here because I'm in Perth and you're in Perth, and this is really exciting to be able to connect and go through everything about your artwork and what's led you here on this journey today.
Yeah.
So as a multidimensional artist, what does that even mean?
I know. I find it really hard to find words for what I do.
Yeah.
Not just with the art, but the other ways that I be and do things. And I find it always changes. Like I'm thinking of new words. So because it is beyond, it's so beyond the human experience right now. And our language, our English it has meaning, it has reference points to what life is now. But because I'm creating things that don't have a reference point here yet, there's not always a language that goes with it.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah.
So I try my best. But really the language is in the art, and that's what speaks for itself. That is the, well, I want to say new language, but it's ancient language. But it's new for us in this particular timeline of evolution, you know.
I feel like light language has started to surface in probably, would you say, the last sort of 5 years? People have really been able to, it's come more of a not so much a household name, but a woo-woo household name.
Yeah.
What is, like, can you explain what light language is?
I would say, well, I'll say it from my perspective. And it has changed as I've evolved and I've understood what is actually happening within me and where it's coming from and why. And so my understanding of what language is has also changed. But I would say that it's I also like calling it like star language. It's our ancient languages from beyond Earth, from like I speak a variety, and there's like 3 or 4 kind of, you could maybe call them dialects that are familiar, that I'm like, oh, I'm speaking that one. Most of the time I don't know what I'm saying. And I've had to learn to get my brain out of the way, to stop trying to figure it out, because my brain only knows English. My brain only knows Earth. And what I'm accessing within my being is stuff way beyond that. And so it's just like, don't worry about it, brain. You get out of the way and just allow the body to speak and express it. So I guess that is what light language is for me, is the ancient coding, the ancient languages, the sound codes. Like, these are sound codes in a visual format. That's what your light language is more star, I guess, more star language, because it just feels like it's coming from other realms, other dimensions, other versions of you in other lives, in other planets, in other galaxies.
Sounds like the language of the soul, really. So can you communicate with someone else that understands that language?
I have.
Wow.
It's rare. It's rare. Way back when it was very new to me, I was on a trip with a group. We were on a sacred site trip, and that trip was very much a very big initiation for me, because I was so green. So green. But the group was so lovely, and there was another girl that spoke light language in our group. And then the retreat leader and the process that we were going through, I was encouraged to speak up and to share it. And so we had just left a particular site, and I just, like, the lady picked up that there was a transmission, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's asked me to come at the front of the bus and speak. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so nervous because it was still so new to me. And I blurted out this transmission, which was directly from a being we had visited at the burial site we were at.
Wow.
And it was I've never spoken exactly like that. Was definitely him. So that's more of a channeled one rather than my lineage. But anyway, then one of the other girls on the bus, she's like, I know exactly what she just said. So she went up the front and translated it into English.
Wow.
And another funny one to note is that I was having I was in a ceremonial space, and the group were all in altered state, and I had to assist someone who was speaking light language, and I think it was just like he was unaware, he was in his own little world, and it was starting to kind of disrupt the rest of the group. So I went over just to check what was going on, and I'm like, no, he's fine, it's him, he's just expressing, it's not like a intruder into the space. And I was like, he had his eyes closed. I'm like, he's not going to hear me if I speak English. So I spoke light language to him, and we had this light language conversation.
Wow.
And laughing and giggling.
And you both understood each other in that.
I didn't have a translation, but it was like,
but you knew, but it's like a part of you knew. Yeah. Wow, isn't that incredible?
It was hilarious. It was so
it's kind of like when you hear of people that like they have an accident, they bump their head or something like that, and they wake up with a different speaking a different language that they've never known before. It's like there's access in there somewhere.
There is. It's all in here. It really, really is. And I know we can say those words, and it can be a I guess like a dreamy thing or a fantasy thing to say, yeah, I've got everything within me, but to actually learn that you do.
Yes.
And then you learn it some more, and then you learn it some more. But we really actually do. And we need to learn to trust it. Yeah. And not worry about what the outside world thinks about what is going on in here. Yeah, that's it. How did it come about to, I guess, translate it then into visual? It's one of those things that I had to explain why and how. It just started happening. I just liked to draw. Like, I actually started drawing a few pictures of faces of other dimensional beings, and Yeah, and then I think I saw a few of other people's art online, and I'm like, oh, that looks so cool. And I guess I had the inspiration there. And it was kind of happening at the same time as the light language was becoming more comfortable for me. And I was trusting it more, and I was embracing it a little bit more. And it's just following that, knowing like I want to draw something. I want to draw. Actually, I remember one morning, I remember waking up in the morning, and I had this visual of a particular color and shape, and I'm like, I've got to paint that. And I went to Bunnings and I bought a canvas and I bought paints and I painted it.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I painted another one.
Were you artistic prior? Were you creative and like, would you throw color around on a canvas and make it come from your brain onto the canvas exactly the same way prior?
I wouldn't say it was like a particular skill that I had, but I've always been artistic. Like I've always been musical. I've, grew up as a dancer and always moved my body, expressed my body. Music's always been in me, like piano for 15 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and had done a lot of performing when I was younger. So expressing myself in front of other people had been built into me quite young. Yeah. And even though I had probably a good 12 to 15 years in a whole different reality where that wasn't my life, it's come back after different catalysts in my life. And it's just like those things are just coming back, but being expressed. I'm a whole different person times 3 or 4, I think, since then.
Yeah. And and we'll hold up a picture shortly. So in all of this here, there is language.
Yes.
And so is that translatable? Like, do you know what the symbols mean, or does it just flow through and you feel it?
Yeah. So similar to when I'm speaking or singing the transmission, and I've just got to get the analytical brain out of the way. It's the same with the drawing. So I've kind of got to be in the right zone. I've got to have space. Sometimes I'm like, I've just got to have a clean house. And
yes, I know that feeling. It's like everything's got to be sorted. You can't be sitting next to a pile of washing to be creative. It's like, no, we got to get the stuff done, and then it's clear.
And then I just go, and it's not like I see this whole thing and I go, oh, I've got to do that bit, and then I do that bit and I can see it all. I literally go and look at a blank page. I mean, I started doing these by hand with a ruler and a pencil and some gold and silver pen textures, right? And then I moved to the iPad with the pen. But every line is still drawn by me.
Yeah.
So I drew the center first and I'm just playing. But I'll know when a line isn't right.
Yes.
Like, especially if I'm doing so I know you can't really see this on here, but like that stream of light language there would have just taken me about 7 seconds to do. That's what just goes blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
My hand just does it.
It just knows.
Yeah.
It just knows.
The geometry and the other things actually take more time because I like it to be precise. And I like it to be balanced, and it's got there's flow to it.
Yeah.
But with the knowing what it means, it's like this whole thing is a library. It doesn't just mean one thing. And what it means to someone will evolve as you engage with it. Yeah. Because I keep seeing these at home. I'm like, oh, and I see an extra thing a year later, and I'm like, oh, whoa.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, the small sigils and the light language don't necessarily translate to, oh, that symbol means peace, and that, to a word. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is that you feel things.
Yes.
You feel the energy of it. And I know through the journey I've had deepening into the embodied soul and what is happening and what is it? Where is this coming from? And exploring that and asking myself and questioning it, because, there was definitely a point where I'm just like, am I being used? Is this something that is in alignment with, I want peace in the world. I want us to evolve into our greatest capacity. Like I'm not here to, I don't want to be a tool for distortion.
Yeah, beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
So I have gone through periods of just of questioning.
Yeah.
where is this coming from, and why am I doing this, and what is this really, and through asking that question within and being taught those answers through different experiences that I've had, and it just continues to build more and more and more and more and more. And it's the confidence that it's coming from within me, and I may not understand it, but I feel it. And then when someone else looks at that and goes, whoa, I've got tingles all over my body, I'm like, okay, that's all the confirmation I need that this is beneficial and impacting someone in some way. And it's not up for me to decide what that is.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you invited Cass and I into your home yesterday, and you had so many of them. We were just looking around like, oh my gosh. And like the detail in each one and the precision in it and the way it speaks to you. And then we explored the different colors that you work with as well, the different options for colors, and how that changes the whole feel of everything as well. And there's stuff that you feel when something speaks to you. It's like when you go into a crystal shop and you feel a crystal speaking to you, or you go clothes shopping and you're like, I need that jumper. I need those boots.
Yeah, we've all been there. I need
But it's got a frequency. It's got a resonance. Something in you says, I'm really connected to this. I'm really feeling this.
So I think the reason why it's so hard for us to explain what that is because it's a part of us that's been so diminished.
Yes.
And so layers and layers of distortion hidden underneath all our stories and our trauma and our dramas and the inside dramas and the outside dramas. And it's just like, we find a way in, and we're like, what is that? And we don't know because
we're in our own stuff constantly.
And it's been deliberately hidden from us.
Yes,
so
it has.
There's no support or encouragement or outside reference other than when you might meet someone who's like, could share a similar story, and then maybe by sharing stories, I guess is why it's so lovely to do podcasts like this, because sharing a story might help validate someone else's experience that doesn't have a reference point and goes, oh, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or simply just go, oh, I can trust what I'm doing.
Yes, exactly.
I can trust that it's I don't understand it, and it's okay I don't understand it, but what do I feel?
Yeah.
And what's my intention of why I'm connecting to that part of myself. Our intention is so underrated. It is I had a little altered state journey recently, and this thing called our intention is so paramount to everything that exists.
Yeah. With everything. You're like, it's the be all and end all. It really is.
Like it impacts everything. What
really
your
does.
intention is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have intentions that we go about our day every day as humans. But then we have our soul's intention. We have our intention of why we came into this life.
Life itself, exactly that.
And then beyond that, there's other layers and levels of intention. And I got some pretty cool downloads the other day.
Would you like to share any further insights on intention?
I could. Why not? We're here. I'll try explain what I saw. You know when you see something in your inner vision?
Yes, and then you're like,
it's like you understand it in the moment.
And it's like, how do I human word this? I get that. It's like if I come out of any sort of ceremony or anything like that, I'm like, okay, how do I put this into like people language?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. And it's the beautiful thing is, with intention, it's all an inner journey. The whole thing is an inner journey, the whole experience of life. And as you were saying, like we are taught to be so outside of ourselves and the distortions of life around us and what we're led to believe. And it's all in the doing and the day-to-day stuff and the things that we're doing that's really just taking us away from our authentic selves.
It's contributing to the system.
Yes.
To maintain the system and to keep us busy until we're tired.
Yes, exactly. And then we roll over and die. And then we wake up when we die and we're like, oh, oops. Oops. That's what that was about. I forgot. Like we hear it, like there's so many beautiful, teachings, especially by, like Ram Dass, so many gurus, they teach us that it's all an inwards journey. Like the true experience of awakening is realizing who you are and what you're here for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what you're here for doesn't mean a career.
No, this is
beyond
such a misconception, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that we have to monetize off it, and there's so many people,
but even
business coaches,
even not monetize, but there's like, oh, I'm here to heal.
Yes.
I'm here to fix things. That can become martyrdom very easily, and then you're
very much so
off the cue. So
yeah,
it's not your purpose of why you're here can be viewed at that human level and business and monetized and feeling the pressure to support yourself financially doing your gift.
Exactly. Right? And we want to, because we want to be in it constantly, but also sometimes you've got to supplement with human stuff.
I think I would like to think, I do feel it to be so, and I'd like to, my thoughts to bolster this, but that it is changing.
Yes.
That there's a change in what people are seeking. They're seeing that the status quo isn't
the way to go.
Yeah. And there's more and more people seeking the alternative. What else is there? And that's where people like us and other people that may feel like they haven't been able to support themselves financially with that because it's too woo-woo. So we're too far ahead of the game. And I think people are catching up now, and now it won't be so hard to be seen and accepted, and people want to engage with us and our gifts.
And I truly feel as though we've come to almost this tipping point in humanity that the systems that we once put all of our trust in slowly started diminishing our trust. Like they slowly but surely started letting us down, and we're seeing more of these systems that we were brought up in. We're realizing, we're awakening, going, well, that's not working. I mean, we look at the education system for our children. Like it was working until we realize it's actually not. You know, the very structure in which we send our children to in traditional style of schooling is actually not supportive for them.
No.
You know, and there's so many ways. We look at financial systems. You know, we look at the way in which we're led to believe that you go to school, you go to university, you have a career, you have a family, you take your 4 weeks leave every year, you retire, and then you die.
You're told what success is. You're told what options are good options. You're told, oh, that's not a good option, and it's all based around, success in a particular description of usually financial.
Yes, exactly.
You know, financial, married, 2 or 3 kids, have a house, have some investments, tick all the boxes. That's happiness. That's success.
You are valuable to society. You are worthy. Tick. Off you go. Here's your pension.
And I got there, right? I got there at just after my second boy was born, and he's 13 now. And I remember the day I was having this epiphany. I think he was only 4 months. I probably had a bit of the baby blues as well.
Yeah.
But I remember doing the dishes, tired, still feeling fat from pregnancy, tired. This boy was so clingy. I had another little boy who was 4. And I'm just like, why am I so unhappy? I've got this, all these things I just listed before. I should be happy. Why am I not happy? And it was the moment that I'm like, I've got to figure this out.
This isn't it. Like, this is not what I signed up for.
This is supposed, I've ticked the boxes.
Yeah. My son was 18 months when I had that moment. Yeah. And I'd been doing spiritual development since I was 20.
Right.
And so that's coming up to 19 years. And my son's now 9. And I'd connected with he's one of my closest friends now, and he's a psychic medium, and he's running spirit circles. And it was amazing. I was going there, I was connecting with people. I was really just tapping into my gifts. So I was just feeling like there's so much more, and that part of me is like thriving, being fed in this environment. And I went home and I said to the kids' dad, I'm like, personal development, spiritual development. Like, I'm learning so much. I'm having so much fun. Like, do you want to come on this journey with me? I feel like we could grow together in this. Oh, what the fuck would you want to do that for? And then in that moment, I was like, you had that realization. And it was the same thing.
In your box.
Exactly. We were engaged. We had the house. We had the children. We had a nice car each. We had the jobs. It was just, box ticking.
Yeah.
You know, and I was so unfulfilled. Like there was a part of me that was, you know, really like happy and settled in that relationship and the life that I was like, that was right in front of me. But also there was a deep yearning to explore more, to go, is this really it? Is there?
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately I said that to my husband at the time. And he took it all very personally.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually mean,
with him,
is this it? This isn't good enough. I meant, is this it? There's got to be more.
Yeah. Well, I actually said that about my partner at the time, and he knows this. Like we've had, you know, conversations, and I've spoken openly about him on podcasts before. And he was very happy and content. He just like, he wanted the career, the family, and the white picket fence. And he's got that now with his now wife. Like and I'm so happy for him.
Same.
And he is so content and so happy, and I love that. But for me, there was like, there's this yearning to go deeper, to explore, because I'd already like, I knew that I was a deep person. And we fell in love partying real hard. And when you step out of the partying scene, when you're not high as a kite every weekend, when you go, okay, we're going to get to know each other, not at a club.
New people.
Yeah. You start to go, please tell me there's more. There's more. There's more, isn't there? Oh, come on. There's more. Give me something. And then there's not. And actually, I only found out about this a couple of years ago. I met him and I was on birth control at the time. And there's this study that's been proven that if you are with a partner on birth control and you come off birth control, you're not attracted to them the same way anymore, because it changes your whole hormonal set.
Right.
And I'd got off.
Your signaling would be different.
Completely different. And by this stage, I had 2 babies by the time I'd sort of made the decision this isn't working. So I'd already gone through this like major rite of passage and initiation as a mother. I was changing who I was. I didn't know who I was. I was still like you said, carrying the baby weight, feeling funky. You've got the baby blues. Your body's not right. You've got this kid attached to your tits. Like you just, it's a journey, right? You're no longer yourself. You are providing something to other, like, potatoes with arms and legs, right?
Yes.
And then he said to me, "You've changed."
And you're like, no shit.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Have you been hanging out here often? Like, it was kind of like this. Well, what did you expect? Like, we're here to grow and evolve. And he didn't have the growth mindset that I'd had.
I relate to this so much. I really do.
And so we were just like, okay, I don't think
the growth mindset was a picture that was a certain way, obvious, and that was programmed from society and outside of what that was. So his vision, his pathway was still on the same trajectory. Yes. And we're like,
I'm just like, but there's more, like, because I've always loved playing in the, I guess, the esoterics and the mysticism.
See, I didn't start till that was all meant to be a catalyst for me, because it was after that catalyzed everything for me.
Wow.
So I kind of started to be curious around meditation in my last year of marriage, because everything was kind of sucking. And I was like, I need to do something for myself. What's this meditation about? So that was like 11 years ago. Yeah. But that, you know, it's so funny when you look back to experiences that were really painful and really hurtful and hard to get through, hard to not just stay the victim. Right? And if you're brave enough to go, to realize it's up to you to get yourself out of it, and you've got to stop pointing the finger. And yes, you'll have those feelings, but don't let that become your life.
Don't make it your story. Don't become defined by your narrative.
But because of that was what catalyzed my journey to where I am now. And I think back and I'm like, it had to happen.
Yes, I was the same. And like everything that happened in that, like through the separation, through telling my parents, telling my family, my mum was like, how dare you break up a happy family? Like they turned against me. My family pretty much fully turned against me. My brother, who just couldn't give a shit about anything, just was like, oh, I don't care. And so my friends became my family because no one could understand. Because like from the outside looking in, everything was all rosy. It was picture perfect in some ways. And I'm like, but it's not on the inside. Like I love him, but I love me more. And I need to work on myself in this. I need to find what this thing is that's knocking at me. So that's like that whisper from the soul going, pss, 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 pss.
Yeah.
It's like there's more to this.
And I really feel that there's, how would I say this? Like a certain percentage or groups of humanity that come in and incarnate with such a deep calling that's why some people are quite happy with the status quo.
Yeah.
Because they have a different blueprint.
They do. It's
and we come in with this blueprint. And, you know, I learn about that more and more and more as I learn about my drawings, and I learn about my singing, and I learn about what I'm doing in ceremony. And it's coaxing the brain along to understand it, because inside you already know.
Yes.
But, you know, I know that I came in, well, like I know I came in with a certain set of codes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that I know it's the perfect place to get woo-woo, but
yeah, you're in the right place.
But, you know, I find it hard to put this into words because it can just make me sound like either that I'm just using those words because it's kind of, a lot of those words are becoming quite clicky and popular now.
Buzzwords, yep.
Yeah. Or that I'm just so got my head in the clouds and I'm like, woo. I'm like, no. I actually understand. I understand what it is when I say we're all carrying a blueprint, carrying codes.
Yeah.
Because they're all harmonic song lines.
Yeah.
And this takes me back to that vision I had of why intention is so important, because I saw this omniversal realm from top down, and I saw what I'll call, and I'm referencing someone else, he calls it this, so I didn't make this term up, but it makes sense to me, but he calls it I think what I saw was like the realms of harmony.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So that is the stream of life force energy that is co-creating and existing all things in this omniversal structure. And what we're experiencing on Earth and our local exopolitical space-time continuum is a little bubble inside what I saw. But what is outside there is in constant harmonic balance, because it can't be any other way. The actual construct itself would collapse without the balance. So anything that happens, there's an open invitation for souls to come and experience this universal structure to create. And that's where our free will comes, is like, here's, you know, I've seen the field of potential and possibility, and it's that pre-matter. And it's like, what do you want to do? Yeah. And this is why this they call this space so special, that not all places, you know, I've heard people say this, I don't have reference point, but not all places have free will. Yeah. But this is what I saw. And I saw the center of it, and that's the 0 point of the entire structure. And that's represented in us in our birth, because this body is a fractal, it's the fractal expression of everything. Yes. Not all other ETs and humanoids have the blueprint we have. We have all of that in us. So the breath represents that 0 point, but that's where nothing happens, because it's nothing and everything in the same moment. Yes. Nothing new will happen if it stayed in the, but that is so paramount. Yes. To anchor it all in, and that I guess might be also the pulse that here we go. The pulse that keeps the tune, the symphony of the harmony and rhythm. And so what I saw is that for things to be experienced, anything, and I'm talking not just Earth, like think galactic, intergalactic, interdimensional, you know, beyond what your brain can imagine, right? So I'm thinking like all the experiences of this light of universe. For anything to happen, you need to move away from the center. Yeah. because it's like, because then you create a ripple in the field of the harmonic field. And that's how a being would utilize the field of potential, the codes, to use their intention to then create an experience.
Wow. Yeah, it makes sense.
But within that field, whatever happens is in harmony with everything else.
Yeah.
And when there's disharmony, it just automatically eventually evolves into its correction,
shifts into itself.
It's not a bad that there's disharmony, or you might call it negative, positive, or whatever
polarity. Yeah.
And that's actually why that's why everything is on the table. What do you want to create? And from that perspective, all the things that we would consider horrid and terrible and painful and grief and sorrow and all of that, from that level is just an experience.
It is. Yeah. It's a frequency. It's the frequency that balances it. Yeah.
But it's the soul. When the souls go into experience that, it's hard inside it. But once it's the growth, the essence, the expansion of the soul that occurs through that experience, regardless of where on the spectrum of absolutely blissful, awesome to the other end.
Yeah.
For it's like, I experienced that.
Yeah.
And that's the point of being here. But it's the intention that catalyzes how all this realm of possibility, these harmonic flows of energy, then get put into some sort of manifestation.
I love that. I can see it all as you're explaining it. I don't know about listeners out there, but for me, it makes so much sense because it's also a space that I dance in with that as well. And I feel as though, like, when we talk about, people's intentions of coming in to have this life, I also feel as though for some people that, because, our soul is on this evolutionary journey, Earth is a stopover for a rest.
You reckon?
Yeah. I mean, for some people, they come here and they're like, okay, I just need a breather. And for other people, it's like, but I'm here for growth and expansion. They don't want to know anything else because perhaps in a previous life or another existence that they've had, they've done a lot of growth in previous ones. They're coming here. I'm like, I'm just going to take it easy as possible as I can.
I actually feel like, and I mean, this is, anyone I think who says they have the answer to this is like,
no, you don't.
I don't think anyone has the answer to this, but I've listened to lots of different ideas around this. And, I guess you get a feeling of like which one feels like it's the most truthful, that makes much sense to you, at wherever point in your own understanding it is. But I believe that the planetary being that is Earth and the form that is the human and all of life that is here through nature, all the different races of humans, we are the melting pot of everything else out there. We are actually at the front. We're at the front, and everything that has ever happened before in this omniversal, I don't know what to call it. This
multiversal?
Whatever.
this thing,
yeah. Everything that has happened, when you're talking about like the galactic wars and, the Lyrans finding the Ryans or whatever, I get lost in that. I try not to get attached to like, who did what to who.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I believe that there's been a lot going on for millions of years, right? And that what's happened is that all of that's been compressed into our solar system, and all of that has been compressed into the Earth, and the most. That's why everything's so dense. Because imagine all of that being squeezed and squeezed and squeezed.
That's
right?
a lot of energy,
and the reason for that is so that all of that can resolve,
right,
and come back into harmony.
Do you feel as though? So, would you say that Earth is the last point of the soul's evolution for learning? This episode of the Enlighten podcast is proudly sponsored by the Sanctuary of Self, your portal to self-discovery and creating a sanctuary within. At the Sanctuary of Self, our philosophy is rooted in the belief that true transformation begins with knowing yourself deeply Here you'll find my signature programs. It's the home of all of my Tantra offerings, including in-person sessions in Brisbane, workshops and trainings all around Australia. I invite you to start with the Flourish Collective membership, a nurturing sanctuary for personal growth and transformation. This membership offers a greenhouse of resources, including workbooks, meditations, and soulful self-paced practices designed to help you cultivate alignment, purpose, and self-love. At only $44 per month with no lock-in contract, you can access an abundance of resources, videos, ebooks, meditations, and workshops with new content added monthly. Head to sanctuaryofself.love for all the juicy details. And even though we might have to come here often to learn over and over again, do you feel as though it's like you get your certificate at the end of Earth going? Well, you get your gold watch and you can retire.
Well, this is where we start talking about time. And I'm fascinated about
Let's
time.
go there because I love this topic. We're going to, settle in, make a cuppa. Let's go there.
Because when you say, is this the last point? You know, that's when we speak like that. It's just like, well, that means that that's speaking to the assumption that
time is linear.
Yeah. And that we're here now, and therefore we've only got Earth left, and then we win, or we finish. We finish the game.
Yeah.
Evolutionarily, I believe that to be so, because of that compression, and because another just little reference point to that harmonic realm, right? I don't know, for anyone who understands music, it's like when in music you have these beautiful chords, and then you have this dissonant chord, and then it comes and resolves. You know, for those musically, you might have like a seventh, and then it comes to the octave.
Yeah, you make no sense to me, but that sounds great. Yeah.
Right, and that you know, that octave feels so satisfying because of that dissonant, you know, seventh interval, and then so there's a purpose to that seventh interval, and it's like what's happened in all these galactic realms and the dimensions, it's all been compressed here, that we are currently in that seventh interval, and we're coming to the octave for it to go whoa.
So it's like an orgasm, like it builds up, and then you just get to this point of like the be all and end all of everything in that moment.
Well, I don't. Yes, well, it's the resolve.
The resolve of
it's the end.
No, not the, no.
It's
sorry,
the
that was probably a poor choice of words. It's the it's the
coming back into
peaks.
balance and harmony again.
Yeah,
and I, you know, when I think about that, I'm like, well, that's why that makes so much sense. You know, when you look at the world right now, how nuts it is, and how polarized it is, and how multi-sided it is. Like there's just so much bubbling up here, and that's that compression. But when going back to time, so pondering around time has helped me really understand the whole light language singing thing, right? Because I did start with the understanding that, okay, I'm channeling, and my understanding at the beginning was that I'm channeling another being. And through some experiences, I decided, okay, I don't want to channel other beings. I went through something that really gave me a lot of mistrust, a lesson I needed to learn. It was very important. And there was a point where I'm like, I only just want to channel me. I want to channel me. I know that though I was like, I can feel that I'm here to bring what I'm here to bring. I don't want to be a mouthpiece for another being, as helpful as it might be. And as much as I have learnt and benefited from other people doing that.
That's not your jam.
I feel that I need to just say no to that and see what's inside me. I know I'm here to be me and to bring that here. And then I started, I'll still use the word channeling at that point, more light language and more knowledge. And I would go, where's this coming from? And it's like, well, of course it's coming from inside you. And then, and working with medicine definitely assisted this understanding exponentially. because what had happened was that, I mean, I love movies and TV shows around time looping, time portals, time travel.
Yep.
Like I just eat it all up. I love it. And I love how it makes me think. It's like, whoa, I've experienced parts of my multidimensional self. What is that? And we were talking about earlier about past life regression.
Yes.
Right. And you can have
hypnosis.
No, like a alternate life at the same time.
Oh, parallel life.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you start breaking down your mental structure that we learn about time, about it being linear, then you start to, it's just, you've just got to break it down.
Yes.
And not try and find a way to understand it all.
No.
But just fully break down so that you're open to going, oh, that's a different experience of time. Oh, that's another experience of time. And when you break all those down, so time is linked with distance, space. So when you start realizing that time isn't linear and you can be in more places at once, more time frames, like you do past life regression, you can be being with your practitioner or facilitator, and your consciousness is engaging in another life, in another time. You are in two times at once.
Yeah.
So when you realize that, it's like, oh, so it's
yeah.
And then it's like, well, if I can go back, I can go forward. I can link in with the knowledge of a wiser version of myself, or a life I haven't lived yet.
Yes, that we know of, that we can comprehend. I love it. And I was talking to this person over in the States this morning about it, because we obviously when I discuss past life regression with people, I share my experience that I had when I was doing my training. So I hired a trainer one-on-one who worked through the Newton Institute to teach me about past life regression and do my certification. And when I was under hypnosis and she was taking me through my regression, she spoke a lot about the timeline. And I didn't see a line. So for anyone that can see the video, you'll see the tattoo on my arm, which is the flower of life. That is what I saw. So I saw time as basically this webbing fabric of existence that's not linear. It's all interwoven together. So I saw it as a 3D sphere of it, where it's all linking in together, because it is our brains, our little pea-sized brains, that can only comprehend past, present, future, and that we go through a line. It's like we can, because we've only been taught about time that it's being linear. So when we talk about past lives, we're not even talking about it being in the past. We're talking about parallel, and this is where we can, really dive into quantum physics and mechanics about the webbing and the fabric of life and time and everything. And this is why I also then, like in my own journey, I've questioned, we talk about the Big Bang as the start of time. But if we remove ourselves from this 3D reality where time and space exists, and if it doesn't exist in the same form beyond that, was there any start? Because if there's no such thing as time, if we remove the element of time, it always was and always will be. Yeah. And that's hard to go, but there still had to be a start point.
Yeah. I know it's paradoxical for the mind,
massively. Yeah.
And there's thought processes and topics that I go to, and you get to a wall, you're like,
I need a nap.
No, I'm done, and that's okay. But it's good to explore that. So it's interesting when people say time doesn't exist. It does exist, in my opinion, but but it doesn't exist everywhere the same way.
Exactly. Yes.
And it doesn't have to be experienced in the same way. But time is essential for you to experience anything.
Yes.
Because otherwise we're at that 0 point again, where it's already happened, and it's potential, and it's already happened. So how does a being actually experience the unfolding of something without time? So
it's that reference point.
Time is a mechanism. It's a canvas for something to unfold, so that a being can experience the evolution of whatever that intention is.
In the realm of space and time. Exactly.
Yeah. But our soul can also be doing that like a flower, many times all at once.
Yeah.
So the soul isn't restricted to the third dimensional time. but it's paramount for the soul to have that experience, because we're going to meet beings soon that can just time travel, distance travel. See, this is where I go back with time and distance. Time and distance is married.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started realizing that, going back to channeling, that these energies that I'm tapping into and doing these transmissions are me. And sometimes or often I'll get like a visual or a feeling or an essence. One that comes up a lot is something that feels very from the times of Aztec.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that it's not what humans have reference point of Aztec. It's older.
Yes.
And it's even probably another dimensional expression of that. But my brain just only has what it has to reference. But I'm like, okay, so it's kind of like Aztec time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, so originally my brain would think, oh, that was a long time ago. So that's a long time ago, and I'm going back in time, and I'm repeating what I might have sung 5,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing that energy through here. And then the more and more and more I understood, the more that it's actually inside me.
Mm-hmm.
When I would do it, it became closer and closer and closer. So the sense, it was like, oh, that's 5,000 years ago. That's a long way away,
Mm-hmm.
a long time away, and a long way away from me that I have to connect to. It's like, no, it came closer and closer and closer, and to the point it's like it's in me all the time.
Yeah.
So because I'm like, if I can just be there, I can be here in the room, and I can be there, and there's no limit to the time. Therefore, there's no limit to the distance. There actually is. I'm collapsing the distance.
Yeah.
Of that 5,000 years.
Yeah.
And that's trippy.
Yeah, you become the bridge of that. Exactly. Yeah, you bring those two elements together.
It becomes immediate.
Yeah.
It becomes immediate. It's no longer I'm going back to pull something through here. And even sometimes I flipped it and I'm like, is that part of my being creating this, or am I creating it and they're tapping into me? Right?
Do you have a level of a discernment to work out which one it is? Like, does that come up for you? Do you like, I know it's this and it's not this, or could be this?
Ask that again.
How do you discern the difference between if it's something tapping in or if it's you?
Well, first of all, I've worked on and reiterated my intention that I don't. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when I kind of was shifting into that gear, I would still go like double check myself. And then my husband was like, why are you doubting it? You said that you only want to, like, of course it's you. So I just trust. And it's, I guess, due diligence with taking care of your energy body in general, all the time. You know, when you do sessions or you do ceremony or you go meet people, that you're taking care that you haven't had little friends jump on you, or, you know, and that your energy hygiene is on point.
Yes.
So that you can tune in and know that it's you.
That you're clear.
Yeah. And you know, I feel, you know, I've been tricked. We've been tricked, and those become lessons. Important lessons. It just if you can take the gold from it and go, okay, I can become aware of how that got into me now. Or a way that energy worked and tricked me, because the energies, whether you call them beings or energies or whatever, the beings that their intention is to deceive and to take or distort, they are masters. They are masters at what they do. And they know that if they just come full pelt with their intention open, that we would go, oh,
I don't want that.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Reject that.
So they piggyback onto partial truths. They piggyback onto people who are very well-meaning and loving and trying to do their best, but maybe they haven't learnt this lesson yet, you know, or they've met someone and the energies come through them into them, maybe a client, maybe someone at a club, maybe, you know, and they don't realize. And so then that comes into their work.
Yeah.
You know, So the spiritual hygiene is really important. And if you discover that you've been hijacked, you know, the first time I realized that, I was mortified.
Like, oh God.
Like, get it out.
Yeah.
And then, after that, you find other things, and I'm just like, can't I just be clear?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but we live in a world that's not. I mean,
Yeah.
I resonate with that, and I feel like one version of that in the body is parasites.
oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you become a host for that thing to grow. Like when you understand, and I know that you've been on a journey, with your health lately as
Yeah.
well, discovering what parasites actually are and how they function and how they work. And is that not the physical representation of potentially something energetic that's now manifesting in your system, taking over you?
10 out of 10. I totally, yeah. So I've done a quite intensive parasite cleanse earlier this year, and through that, and the different things I was including that were taking me deeper into my body. What you said exactly, because when you truly understand what's happening here, it's truly parasitical energy.
Yeah.
We talked about before about going to work and ticking the boxes and all the rest. Is that all that energy is going out? All that energy is going out. Where's it going out to? There's beings out there like sucking up that loose.
Yeah,
and going,
we're just being harvested in this little bubble.
And because we are what we are, the loosh, I don't know, like it's loosh when it's stolen like that, right?
Yeah.
But our frequency, our energy that they take is euphoric to them because of what the blueprint we are. Right? So that's why there's such a battle for us at the moment, because they really do not want to let us free.
Let us go.
Which is inevitable because of the
Yes.
harmonic realm. It's happening.
It's
like when I
shifting
saw
anyway.
this, I come out of this altered state and I'm just like, it's inevitable. And it just was a relief, because it was like, I don't have to stress about it or worry about it. It's like, it's going to happen. I just need to keep listening inward.
Yes.
And doing just keep my own lane.
Yeah.
And do what I'm here to do in each moment. And that's all I can do, and not worry so much about it. But yeah, the parasitical energies are, definitely. I definitely feel that they're represented in us, because the parasites themselves, they're eating our nutrition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they control our cravings. They manipulate us from the inside out.
And as we know, like everything that happens in the gut is the environment in which our emotions are bred from. And so if we're feeling in these emotional states, if we're feeling if we're going full banshee on something, like if we're having, breakdowns, all sorts of things, it's like, what's actually happening in the gut? And this is only new to us as well. Like science is finally catching up, going, okay, we actually have a brain in our gut.
Yeah.
That is, the controlling center for these things. Whereas before it's like, have some antidepressants.
Yeah.
Have a course of Zoloft. You'll be right.
Focus on here.
It's all in the mind. Exactly that. And,
thinking with the concept that everything comes from here, that the heart, like what else happens is stemmed from here and here only. Is very limiting.
Yes. And I always say, like, the subconscious mind is actually every single cell in your body. Your body remembers. Like it's just because we have been taught our recall is in our brain, and that we might have the vision from the third eye, that's automatically where we go to. But you can't disregard, like if someone, say, for example, is like wildly fearful of snakes, and I could take them through a hypnosis, or I could give them a snake and be like, here, hold this, or, there's one crawling at your ankles. Their body's going to have a response. It's not just their brain.
Yes.
Their whole body. There's going to be like I don't have a fear of heights, because I love jumping out of airplanes. It's my thing. I love skydiving. However, if I go onto a high rise, like at a hotel, and I walk out into the balcony, if I think of that now, my feet will start tingling as if it's happening. Like my body's remembering what that's like. It's not just happening in my brain. The cells in my bodies are getting on board, going, that's not safe. Step away from the edge.
Yeah.
I'm not actually there. But then I start having a visceral response to it. My nervous system gets on board. We go into fight or flight mode. All of a sudden, I'm about to have a panic attack based on what I'm thinking about. Yeah. And my body's on board. I
like to think of the brain as an organ of translation. Instead of thinking it as being the source of everything.
Yeah.
We are engaging with our senses, our sight, our feeling, our touch, our taste, and all that information comes in. and then the brain interprets it. And at the moment, we've got a lot of beliefs that shroud the brain. So the brain is programmed to interpret what's going on through that programming. And that's, you know, if you've been bitten by a dog when you were little, or, you know, so they become beliefs that's not safe, right?
Yeah.
But then, so they're memory-based ones.
Yes.
They're thought-based ones that come into the brain and can filter. They put a filter across what's actually happening.
Yes. Yeah.
You're not getting a raw, accurate intake of information, you know, and that's our life. That's life here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, you know, I think a lot of healing can happen when we work through those beliefs and where they've come from and reprogramming that. And then we hopefully can get a clearer intake of information.
Yes.
And but then, you know, the brain is only interpreting things. So where is the wisdom?
Yeah.
It is in the body.
It's already in there.
And the wisdom that we can tap into beyond now and beyond this lifetime and beyond this third dimensional realm, that is accessible through the body. That is the only way to actually access it.
Yes.
I don't actually use my third eye for anything.
Wow. Okay.
Because the mind realm and our brains have been so distorted and inverted. How can you trust? And I've asked myself that. I'm like, okay, how do I know? I got to a point, I listened to someone's content, it just blew everything out of the water for me. A lot of and content that a lot of people would not be able to handle. Yeah. Right? And mainly a lot of spiritual people are not going to handle what he has to say. Yeah. And it's a lot to swallow, but I'm on board. It makes sense to me. Anyway, when I listened to all that, I was just like, I had to throw everything that I was taught around spirituality and this and that and this and that, and even modalities that I've learned, people I'd listened to, out the window. I was like, yeah. And I thought, what have I got? Like, I was very discombobulated, and this wasn't on medicine or anything.
Yeah. This is like just a day-to-day having a cup of tea. Yeah. Can you tell us who it was?
I'm like, sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's George Kavasilis.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. I say, oh, wow, okay, is because his name has been thrown around a couple of times. Have you heard of this person? I'm like, yeah, sort of. But
I've been listening to him since 2019.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And I come and go. But anyway, so, and it was so important. Like when I got onto him, which was through another friend, you know, see it, and they're like, at Synchronicity. And it was about 4 months or 3 months before I was about to go on a different spiritual tour, a different one to one I mentioned before. And when I started watching it, it was one of those things that I couldn't get enough. Yeah. Like George was playing on the TV for like hours while I was cleaning and making food and all the rest. And there's something in me needed to hear what he had to say. Yeah. And I got to the point where I'm just like, I cannot trust anything at all. And I was very discombobulated, and I walked into the bush that was near my house, and I just sat in the trees, and I just like, how do I move forward from here? Because I was doubting my pictures, I was doubting everything I was doing, and I was like, okay, there's two things that I know that are definitely real. I'm on this planetary being. And when I go to nature, I feel that is real. Yes. And I'm living in this body.
Yep. You got a tangible body. I can feel this. Yep.
That's it.
That's all.
That's it. I'm just like, right. Okay. So that's all I'm going to trust right now. I didn't listen to anyone. I was this was really, I think it was, So it was right before I went overseas, right, on this spiritual tour. But just, I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? So this one a lot was England and Glastonbury and the Stonehenge. And,
beautiful, yeah.
And Melon's Cave and all those areas. It was so good. But I went there with a whole different viewpoint than 3 months before. Like, I booked it a year before I went. And I'm like, why the timing? Like, there must be a reason why I had to have my mind blown and table cleared and reset my belief system simply from within. And I did a lot of work on that tour, and I was also like a bit of an outcast in the group as well.
Yeah, just doing your thing.
Because
Yeah.
I was like, my discernment level was 10 out of 10. I was like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And I could see through it. I'm like, that's like, for example, we were at this magnificent, beautiful, I think it was a glen. I don't remember which one, but like the fairy realm. Oh, it was palpable. Like you could almost see the fairies.
Wow.
It was such a magical place, and this cool stream and waterfall. It was going through a hole, and I was like, "This place is." It was like it. You could feel the magic.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, by then I was really not trusting my retreat leader.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that she was tapping into energies that she was getting tricked, and she didn't really realize
she didn't have
the true intention of what that being was. So I was kind of. I was deciding when I would and wouldn't participate in the little group things, trying not to be a bitch about it.
Yeah, you're like, that one's not for me, thanks.
Yeah, but still, this was my discernment training. Like I was I had just been broken apart, and I'm like, so it was just like, what do I do? How do I engage? How do I not engage? How do I manage myself? And what is it that I'm managing?
Yeah.
But there was one particular thing. She got everyone around the circle, and there was 2 retreat leaders, and I think she was heavily influenced by this other lady, and it was actually her I wasn't liking. I was like, Anyway, they did this thing, and they were, and I opted out. And I had a really lovely excuse. So at this glen, there's a crystal shop at the kind of meeting point where you change and you put these big gum boots on. Yep. And you walk down. So I go in the crystal shop and I'm just browsing. I'm not buying anything. I just spent a fortune on the tour. I didn't really have much spending money. And the lady in the shop goes, "Oh, would you like to hold the resident crystal?" I'm like, yeah. And she pulled out this wrapped crystal from behind. Wow. Like it wasn't for sale. It was, and she gave it to me, and it was as long as my forearm. It was a smoky Lemurian point.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my gosh. She's like, "Would you like to take it down the glen?" I'm like, uh-huh.
Wow.
So she let me take it down, and I'm just like, anyway, so I was nursing this beautiful crystal and engaging with it in this fantastic fairy realm, and I saw that they were going into circle, and I was listening to what she was saying and what they were doing, and I'm just like, I used the crystal as an excuse, and I was doing something in the water with it, but I was watching what they were doing, and I'm like, she's taking them through a ritual. They all like did this thing with this rock. And I'm like, they're all completely unaware that they've just given their energy, and now they're going to use that for a purpose that they haven't disclosed or explained or asked their permission.
And intentionally? Like, do you think they knew what they were doing? Right. Okay. Interesting.
Because I have proof on other moments in the tour. Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyway, so I think definitely I needed to have my wake up and see what's happening before I went, because I just would have been a sucker too.
Yeah.
I just would have been going, oh, great, yeah.
And that's what we do. Like we put so much trust in leaders of retreats, leaders, facilitators, anything like that. And it's all about how you feel on the inside as well. I'm really curious, what is it that how did you know that what George was saying resonated with you? Was it just a feeling in your body that then disregarded so many other things? It sounds like that you learned that all just went, no, that's not real for me. What was it about George that you were like, that's real?
Yeah, the body tingles, the body responding. And in some of the presentations, like he was explaining something and I would already go boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, oh, and I'd make the connection, and then 30 seconds later he would say it.
So you already had that resonance there of what was coming.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it felt it was almost like, oh, I knew it.
Yeah,
I
knew this, and it's hard. Like when something happens to you and you realize you were wrong, or that you had it incorrect, not necessarily wrong, but you weren't aware of it at that point. Like there's a journey that you have to go through to just unravel everything that you thought that you knew to be true and be like, well, what is true? what is real, because and we also have to have, I think, compassion for the former versions of ourselves that didn't actually know. I think that's so important, because if you don't know, you don't know. But when you do know, everything changes.
Yeah. I actually had a moment the other day with my past self. Yeah. I was just this is back in this journey ahead of the day. I was a bit of an old state, but I remember feeling into a more embodied version of me, my soul energy. When you can feel the energy of knowing running through your veins, and you're conscious and you're present and you're aware, and you can feel it, and you're like, oh, this is the real me. And I know that my journey is to embody more and more of this energy, bit by bit, bit by bit, by bit. But when you have these catalyst moments where it feels like you get a fast tracking of a change, a moment where it gets, you go,
it's like heightened energy. Yeah.
And you kind of like jump step a few steps, it's quicker. And so I was feeling that was happening in that moment. And then I was doing some kind of forgiveness things, and just recognizing Kylie, who had trudged through all that work, and acknowledging it's because I did that I'm here,
that you get to. Yes, that is the whole point.
It's because of that, and the bravery, and the tenacity, and the tears, and everything that she went through. It's because of that.
Yes,
that I am now ready to, and I'm getting tingles to talk about it, that I can now take this little leap.
Yeah.
And honoring that, and do it all the time, because how many times so much is happening right now. Time just feels like it's going quicker. Everything's happening faster. So we're changing quicker. So, if anything, just remember to acknowledge how far you've come more regularly, and love that part, and honor that part, even if it was difficult, more so if it was difficult.
Absolutely. Because we need us. We need ourselves. We need ourselves to be so loving and kind and compassionate towards ourselves, because we can't rely on anyone else to be that for us. We have to be that to ourselves.
We do. And when we're not, we're relying on other people to do that.
Yeah.
And then that just promotes unhealthy relationships, because you have this expectation that this person's going to make you feel better or happier or provide this for you.
Yeah.
When you can meet people from a place of inner responsibility and overflow, rather than, I need something.
And the connections are better, aren't they? Yeah. Like the connections that you have with people that get it, that are on that frequency, that are on that wavelength, and they're in that space too. I feel like the connections are just so much better.
Well, they're more authentic, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think you can go to deeper places because you're not approaching it from your wounds.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
Not to say that you're totally clear of your wounds. Never. But if you can be responsible for them and know when they're creeping in,
aware of them. Awareness is key. And it all comes back, doesn't it? Like it all comes back down to that personal and spiritual hygiene, that energetic hygiene of self, so that you're treating your body like a temple, that you are as clear as possible, that you are doing protocols if you feel as though I mean, we all have parasites, no doubt, working with those things, clearing energy, looking after yourself, nourishing yourself, getting into water, being in the ocean, connecting to the earth, being in love, like all of these beautiful things that we have access to that are going to help keep us clear, to be like, to have that inner awareness, whether you want to call it channeling, whether you're channeling your higher self, soul, whatever, or whether it's that deep inner awareness, whatever it is for you listening, is that it's the thing. It's what you do to connect in with yourself, to realize that everything that you need is inside of you. But how do you listen to that? Well, you've got to clear the noise. Yeah. How do you clear that? Well, you become a clear version of yourself. You work through the stuff that's in your way, that's holding you back from knowing that you have access to all of those things. Yeah. I find for me, like fast tracking that for me is being in a plant medicine ceremony. You kind of got no choice but to be blasted into that. Yeah. And so for me, it's like, okay, well, I'll go into a ceremony with the intention to, either a specific sort of intention, or like, what is it that I need to see? What am I missing? What are my blind spots? Yes. Help me, see and feel what it is that has to happen for me to go to where I feel like I'm ready for that next level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to touch on sound with you. And this is
great.
probably a whole different tangent because you're an incredible sound
Oh,
healer.
yeah.
I've heard that you have the most incredible voice, and the way in which you use your voice is otherworldly. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it does lead on to how I was explaining before, how, take the example of that Aztec feeling energy, so they're just references for my mind, but I know now that it's not out there. Even thinking that, it's a past life of mine, it's a concurrent life of mine.
Yeah.
And it's available instantly. It's not anywhere else but within me. And I've that's been a journey, like I just say it like that, but it's been a bit of a path to really truly actually comprehend and feel the truth of that. Because doubt creeps in. So plant medicine is definitely also, it's enhanced. It's all connected. They're not separate things. You say sound is different tangent. It's actually the same. It's a different expression of the same thing. This is just a visual expression
of sound
of the codes that I carry, that are those other lives. They're all in me. I have access to all of them, and that it's not limited. I feel that the most relevant ones that align with Kylie's life purpose are the ones at the front that I access all the time.
Yeah,
right?
beautiful.
And so I started with, it was so funny, my journey with sound. I had a QHHT session in 2018. And I saw some things around time in there. And from that, like what I learned about myself there, I was like, well, I can't not do anything with this information. If I have the capacity, if I carry this key, then I'm going to do something with it.
Yes.
It was some inspiration. This is one of the first things I kind of created a public offering. And I knew for some reason, I was like, I need sound. So I started investing in some instruments, and then this was the catalyst of a beautiful friendship with Charles, another shamanic musician here in Perth. And for me, it was like about the music. And I felt of lower capacity. So I brought in, and I knew the didge needed to be played. So that was the catalyst of another beautiful friendship relationship of music creation. And he supported me in that beginning stages. He was the one who was like, gave me a microphone, like, here you go.
And you're like,
so at the beginning it was all about the instruments, and I might have toned now and then. And at home I would do whatever, but in front of other people I was quite nervous.
Yeah.
So through doing that and the feedback I was getting from my participants, and they would say to me, give me feedback, it was so beautiful. And then so many people would say at different ones, oh, but when you started singing, this happened and this happened. I'm like, oh, really?
Something to listen to in that then, yeah.
So I was like, oh, so I was encouraged to sing a bit more. And then Charles gives me, he's like, you need a microphone. And so it's been baby steps and trusting that my voice is what it is. And then allowing and getting the brain out of the way and allowing these sounds and not trying to understand it. Then comes plant medicine into my life.
Yeah.
And it's taught me a lot about the power of the voice, particularly when people are in these altered states and open, and how paramount it is to be of integrity in that space. And one particular, I don't know whether it was, I feel like it was, it felt like kind of a masculine being that was guiding me. It was like pushing me to go high with my notes. It just, like I hear the notes in my imagination, and I'll take a big breath and I just go, and it's been about being courageous and go, okay, I'm just gonna try to get that note.
Yeah.
And then this one ceremony, this moment here I'm talking about with this guide, and I didn't quite hit the notes perfectly. And it's like, it's all right, just take a deeper breath. So do it again. And I'm like, oh, So I'm getting like this little lesson.
Wow.
Everyone's in their altered state, and it's kind of a peace of mind. I'm like, everything I do right now is going to sound awesome because they're all in there deep in their journey. So that was just like, don't worry about it being perfect because it's not about being perfect. That's the important thing. It's not about being perfect. You know, I learned piano for 15 years when I was younger, and I have that foundation in music and theory. But what I do now is that's all out the window. It's all off the cuff.
Yeah.
It's all what is in the moment. What is in the moment right now that
no
needs to be
sheet there.
expressed. And it's all in response to who's in the room in that
Wow.
moment. And every time I sing, it's different.
Yeah.
But back to this thing, he's like, all right, do it again. And then I hit it this time. And then he's like, all right, now do it again and watch what you're doing. And I saw with my eyes closed, I saw what my voice was doing to the collective field of everyone in ceremony, and how my voice was projecting codes into the field.
Yeah.
And how I was literally changing their energetic construct with my voice. And it was like, that's why I need to be. That's why you've had the journey you've had. That's why you need to have had that time where you were hijacked so you could feel and know and discern the difference. Yeah. And that's why you've had that. And that's why you've had that, because for you to do this, for you to really be.
For you to understand it and comprehend it. Yes, you got to get it.
A clear expression from my breath, and I'm not pulling it out from anywhere else now. It's all in me. I know that now. And it's like, and it's because you are changing these people. And if you were not in integrity, you would just damage them.
Yeah.
You know, and for someone, you know, a little personal kind of something to think about for people listening is like, this goes for anything, but I think people can assume too easily that all music is healing, and that all sounds that sound pretty are good.
Are good for you. Yeah.
And it comes back to the intention.
Absolutely.
Why?
Yeah. It's so there's this, I guess, this thing around the frequency of music and commercial music as well, and the intention behind that. And that's,
I can't listen to the radio.
You know,
I can listen to it a little bit depending on what channel it's on, but if you feel something that's off, just turn it off.
It's not for you.
And if you're listening to something new, you can put like a filter up and just kind of like feel into it a little bit before you really engage with it. And even when you go to sound healings, and especially if you're doing like online group stuff, please be careful. Please be careful. And just because it sounds good doesn't mean it's for you. Yeah. Just because the 8-8 gateway is coming up doesn't mean you go have to join something.
Yeah, look, everyone's coming out of the woodwork for their 8-8 portal. Pay my $88 to join my.
So those dates and those energetic portals and alignments are real. Yeah. But the most popular ones are also the most hijacked ones by those parasitical energies, because they know. They're like, great, 8-8's coming up.
I'd love to hit on this, because I've always wondered this. We obviously experience 8-8 before, say, someone in America, in the United States. Right. So we have or 11-11 is different in my state compared to your state. Right. And we're looking at time in that way. Is it based on just where you are, if that's your portal time, or is it a collective portal time at does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whose 8-8 is it? Or whose 11-11 is it?
I think what it is from our perspective, in our own reality, in our own life, we go, it's time for me to tune into this. Right. So it's whenever you open up. The field, we know, for example, good old Mercury retrograde's going on right now. Let's get me the
Mercury is my ruling planet. If anyone, I'm allowed to have a bitch about Mercury because it's my ruling planet.
But it has a shadow phase. Yeah. It has its intense phase, and so it's not like 8-8 or 11-11 can only happen in that second. Yes. And the numbers are only a representation of measurement. The numbers themselves aren't the power. They have power. Yes. because we give it that.
But it's the intention of giving it power. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do represent things, but yeah, numbers have also been used to they've been used as a tool against us.
Would you say siphoning energy?
Well, we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But even like gosh, numbers have an energy. They do have an energy. It takes me down of like the idea around like, you know, sacred geometry.
Yes.
You know, it's very numerical, number based. My head's getting a bit cooked now. It's very like number based, and don't get stuck on the numbers. Just realize that the numbers are only part of the picture.
Yeah.
That there's the energy that exists behind the numbers. Like, numbers didn't create reality.
No, it's
numbers
like
are just a representation to help us measure and have reference points.
Yeah.
And to differentiate things, but it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, but they do use numbers as a way to structure the system that is containing our natural evolution. That's what we are attempting. We are breaking down slowly, is that framework, that structure that contains.
Yes.
And that siphons and contains. And numbers are a big part of that. So numbers can be clues for us and signals, but don't worship numbers. You know, don't put everything onto that.
Yeah.
Just it's another synchronicity, and it can be a clue to when something is going to be, you know, it could be like a ritual happening in politics. Yeah. They do that.
Wow.
They do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so many layers to all of this, isn't there?
Yeah.
I want to, for anyone listening, anyone watching on Spotify or YouTube, if you're listening to the audio, I highly recommend you get the video version of this podcast, because I'm going to hold up this image here that Kylie has created. And as we get closer to the camera, you can see in there, you know, some of the language and all of the different pieces in this. Like, it's absolutely phenomenal. So, and I believe that's the background of this is a picture that you took in Egypt. Yeah. So yes, I'd already I knew I had to make these pictures. Like I said, I was drawing them on paper and all the rest, and I knew I had to get to the point where I needed to get them out, like out there.
Yeah, rather than just doing one at a time for people. And then, I went to Egypt 2023, my second time in Egypt, but I took this picture when I was in the Siwa Oasis, in the Siwa Desert, and I was inside a little ruins, and just taking pictures in the sun. Here, that is the actual sun beaming through the top corner of this little tiny room. Just loved all the that rainbow
I
color.
love how it does that. Yeah.
And and then along my way of creating these, I just felt drawn to make a picture of this, and it's based on my actual ankh that I bought in Egypt on that trip.
Oh wow.
And so the shape of it is pretty much that.
Exactly.
What's inside is all coded. It's not on here, but it's very obviously Egyptian. And this one's called Diamond Sun.
Wow.
Because there was a lot of focus on, for me, my experience in that trip was a lot about the solar being, the solar energy. And he taught me a lot.
Wow.
He taught me, it was just like one of my biggest lessons there was just, you know, the sun just does its thing. You know,
the
on
sun's
Earth,
amazing.
we might have a cloudy day or we might have rain. It's like, that doesn't mean the sun is gone, you know, and we have nighttime, but it's like, it does not give a flying. That's what it was. Its message to me is like, stop caring about what other people think and stop changing what you do to compensate for what you think you need to be for other people. He was just like, just shine. Yes. Like, I am a representation of you. I'm just showing you what you really are. Yeah. You're a star being in a human body. So anyway, that really carries a lot of that energy.
And you can probably see it through the image on the screen, but it's such a powerful, they're all powerful pieces. Yeah. They've all got so much in them. So these are available now. So tell us a bit about, so people, you've got a website now, so people can actually purchase prints of these.
Yeah. So this has just been launched. So I'm so excited because it's taken me ages to get here and lots of learning.
Yes.
Lots of learning. But I do have a shop page on my website where there's 8 designs, and there's 2 of them that you can see here. And some of them have different sizes. Some of them have different color options, and some of them is just one color, one size. It's just how they've come out and how they want to be expressed. But yes, they are ready for individual purchase and delivered to your door.
In Australia only at the moment?
Yeah, so I've just set up I wanted to use a local Aussie company to print. I didn't want to go with like a cheap one. I wanted a nice quality product that felt good, it lasts a while, and safe delivery. So it's free delivery anywhere in Australia. You can buy just the print and frame it yourself. You can buy stretch canvas ready to hang, or you can buy it framed. There's a couple of different frame options.
No, these are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So we will link to all of that in the show notes onto Kylie's website as well. It's been so incredible having this conversation today. I knew it was going to be enlightening.
It was great.
I've got one more question for you before we wrap up, and I ask all of my guests
the
podcast question, and I feel like we've kind of already touched on this.
Sure.
Kylie, to you, what is the meaning of life?
Oh wow. I think the answer is really simple. I honestly think it's the meaning of life is to create, to experience, and to become your embodied self.
Beautiful. I love it. Wow. Thank you so much for being here, for having me. Yeah, in all of your fullest expression, all of your beautiful light, all of your wisdom. Thank you so much for being part of the Enlightened podcast.
Yay, thanks for having me. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope you love the Enlightened podcast, and the biggest compliment you can give me is subscribing to this podcast, sharing it, and leaving a rating and review. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. My handle is @JenHamiltonOfficial, and the podcast handle is enlightened_podcast. You can also find the video version on YouTube on my channel. Just search Enlightened, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Have a beautiful day and enjoy living the enlightened journey of life.